Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be a Will I Buy It, where I talk through all of the new and upcoming makeup releases, let you know my thoughts, what I plan on grabbing and what I won't be touching with barge pole. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so coming in hot out the gate, we have a new highlighter from Bobbi Brown, and if you watched my full face of trying Bobbi Brown video, you will know that my thoughts and my previous dismissal of Bobbi Brown as a brand have changed, okay? Having tried a whole face of Bobbi Brown products, I realised they're very underrated actually these days and very much a sort of forgotten, quietly in the background type of brand, but no more, not on this channel. And actually this highlighter, regardless of me trying a load of Bobbi Brown products more recently, this is actually the first product that just from pictures alone I'm intrigued by, because I love this type of highlighter. It looks very subtle, very luminous, not sparkly or glittery, quite understated. I like the packaging, and it says it's designed to give the skin a subtle radiance and a fresh look, a translucent veil of pearls. It all sounds great to me. This is currently available in Germany. I hope it's coming here because this is an absolute yes from me. I want to try this. Next up, let's take a look at this new foundation from Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. Am I going blind or? So this is apparently a lightweight medium to buildable coverage. What does that mean? Medium to buildable? What? Surely this means medium buildable to full, in which case couldn't we just say medium to full? What are we doing? Ultra blurring for an airbrushed finish. So initially I've been through a bit of a roller coaster of emotions.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
With this little number. When I first saw this in like the sneak peeks that Huda was doing, I was an absolute no. It looked a little heavy, a little dry, a little flat matte to me initially, and then since then, obviously this has gone out in PR to certain people and I've seen a lot of it on my timeline. On my For You page, it's everywhere. And I've seen a few videos where it looks quite glowy and quite luminous and extremely flattering blurring. I love what Huda's doing with making all of her marketing and all of her own images on her feed unfiltered, unretouched. Very few, if any, other makeup brands are doing that. So I really love that we can actually see how the product looks in the marketing images. On every model, she always has a really great shade range. So on every model that we've got, we're seeing blemishes, we're seeing texture, we're seeing peach fuzz, and how the foundation actually looks on all of those natural features that we all have on our faces. And this is really great. I love where this is going. I love it. I know that the rest of the makeup community is going to catch on and this is going to become the new norm, and I'm very much here for it. So that has slightly swayed me because I want to support brands who are making really positive moves and actually being honest and transparent about what their products do. But also I think this just looks far more up my street than I thought it was initially, having seen it on a bigger range of people and seeing it live in use in natural daylight and all that good stuff. I'm actually definitely going to try this now. Initially this was an absolute no. It looks too matte. It looks like a little, I don't know what it was that was putting me off initially, but having seen a bit more of it, I'm now interested, I'm now intrigued. I want to be ultra blurred, okay? I want to join the ultra blurred gang. So this is a yes, I'm definitely going to try this. Next up, let's talk about these new Raban mini blush palettes. So these are exclusive to Selfridges. Currently there are 5 little duos. One matte blush and then one highlighter slash blush, let's say. I don't love these. I like the packaging and the idea in theory, but I just don't think any of these colour duos is really working. I don't know what I'm going to do with any of the highlighter shades or the shimmery shades, which they're calling blushes, but they're blatantly highlighters. And I don't feel like any of the duos really cohesively go together, except for maybe the deepest one, which is going to be too deep for my skin tone. I know I won't use the shimmery one, And these are a balm as well. They're like, I think they're like a balm to powder or something they're described as. I just don't think anything about this is for me. It sounds sticky. I don't know if it will be, but it sounds it, and it's, in my mind, I hate the word balm. I've talked about this before, unless it's a lip balm. Balm is not something I want to put on my cheeks. It immediately conjures up in my mind caking and stickiness and slime. That's what the word balm says to me, and that's not a good thing. I don't know if it's just me, but that is something I don't want on my cheeks. And I am trying to become more of a cream girly. I know I've said this to you before. I'm really trying. I try to try more liquids and creams so that I can I like to be open-minded. I'm not, but I like to try to be, or pretend that I am. So yeah, I'm not really open to change, but I pretend that I am. It's a facade. Really, I'm a powder girl at heart, and I don't know if I can ever change, but I am trying on putting some effort in, okay? I've found some liquids and creams that I've liked because of it, so I'm going to continue trying, but not with these, okay? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't think the colours go together very well. I just know that I won't use them, even if they turn out to be usable, as balms on cheeks could be. I know I won't use them. I just don't love the colours. I don't understand the combinations. It's an easy pass. While we're talking about Rabanne, we may as well talk about this next release from them, which is a concealer. So these are called all over concealers. There are only 15 shades and very little sort of information about them. The only kind of claim I can see is that they are hydrating. That's really the only claim that I see. And these swatches, does anyone else feel like these swatches look very like metallic, very shiny, which alarms me? So this is a no. This brand, I don't know what's going on. Maybe Rabanne are like the new Bobbi Brown for me. There's just something about their products that is really not speaking to me just on face value. I don't know what it is, but I'm never really grabbed. I think they're trying to do things a little different, which I love. I love that for them. I like that they're not just churning out the same as everybody else, but none of it is really grabbing to me or appealing to me specifically. And maybe it's the slightly different packaging, the lack of real information. Maybe it's just that they're a bit new and I don't trust it. I have trust issues with new makeup brands, okay? So maybe that's what it is. I've really tried very little from the brand so far. I haven't given them much of a chance. They are definitely the new Bobbi Brown, but there's just, I look at these and I think, it's not speaking to me. This is a pass, unless I start to see 100 people tell me it's their new Holy Grail concealer. It's a no. Next up, let's talk about these new blushes from Singe Beauty. Singe Beauty, if you don't know, if you live under a rock, is Angelica Nickfist's brand, her own brand, and I have yet to try anything from them. These blushes, however, are speaking to me. They're grabbing me. They're grasping me in their claws. Do you know what did it? One, she's just an amazing creator. She's such a lovely, kind, genuine person. That's number one. And I always want to support people like that. Two, listen to this description. Glowy, not sparkly powder blushes. Thank you so much. And you just know this is what I live for. I want all of the glow, especially glowy blushes, but a lot of glowy blushes, especially recently, have been heavily relying on shimmer to get the glow. And I want glow that is smooth and like glossy and luminous, not sparkly and glittery and shimmery texture enhancing, strange cast leaving. I want it to be luminous glow. I don't ask for too much, you know, but these sound like they are exactly, and you just know that Angelica knows what we want because she too is a glowy girl. So I'm very excited to try these. I also think that we've got some really different, unique colors here that I don't have 100 of already. So I love this. I'm trying to investigate what the shipping situation is because I haven't purchased from their website before and I'm assuming it's US based. If I can get these here to the UK, I would like to try these, okay? Especially that orange. It looks kind of like a more muted, a lighter version of like Taj Mahal. It is a very kind of hard shade to find. and usually you find it deeper. This is going to be perfect for like my skin tone. I'm very intrigued by that shade particularly. So these are a yes. Next up, I have previously talked about one of the new quads from Chanel, but they also released 2 of these Tarot collection blushes. And I think you're going to be surprised at my thoughts on these. First up, that lavender shade, that's not coming anywhere near my face ever, under any circumstances, okay? That's an absolutely no. That is definitely lighter than my skin tone, but also that colour is my nightmare. I'm going to have nightmares about that later. I'm going to have to avoid any cheese all day and hope for the best, because I can only imagine what that would look like on my cheeks, and the vision is awful, okay? Awful. So that's definitely a no. You may be surprised that I'm also going to be passing on the peachy shade. Can you believe it? For the first time in the history of my life, I'm passing on a peachy Chanel blush. Should there be a standing ovation or no? Okay, so here's the thing. When I initially saw this, I was like, oh, it's a Chanel blush with a beautiful embossing, and it's in the peachy orange family. Of course, it's going straight in my basket, and it did. It went into my basket. And then I paused and I thought to myself, let me read a little bit about it. So I read about the blushes and I saw the M word, matte. This is a matte blush. And I thought to myself, I won't use it. I won't use it. I've got several peachy orangey shades of blush from Chanel with a more matte finish. We had like the winter blushes from last year. There's been a couple of other limited edition releases with this type of shade of blush from Chanel. I've already got this, and it's not my preferred finish or formula. We've just had those Dior duos, which I absolutely love, and I'm wearing today, one of them. And I know that we are rapidly approaching holiday season, like it or not. Okay, don't blame me, okay? Don't shout at me. Advent calendars are already on sale, guys, okay? I don't make the rules. I just play by them. Holiday releases are coming. We're seeing them already. And this is like £50 of my English money down the drain for a product I know I won't use. I did watch the beautiful Angela Van Rose. She did a review on this whole collection. She has swatches and I just wasn't wowed. And I thought in my collection, even within the Chanel blushes I already own, this isn't going to get used. It's not going to stand out because it's matte. And those beautiful palettes that we just had from Chanel with all of the glow and luminosity, those are going to win every time. When I open my drawer, I'm never going to choose that tarot one. And as you know, I don't buy things for a pretty picture on the product because pretty soon it's going to be destroyed. So this is shockingly a pass on this entire collection from me. I feel proud. Okay, it went in my basket and then I said, no, I'm not doing it. I feel very proud of myself. Next up, let's talk about this incoming, any moment now, Patrick Ta foundation. Yes, it's a straight yes, okay? Straight to go, no collecting £200. Yes, please, I'll take 3. I love Patrick Ta. I love his makeup. I love the makeup looks that he does. And he is me, okay? And I am him. When it comes to makeup, obviously he's definitely 1,000 times more talented and skilled at makeup than I am. But our preferences and what we're going for are one and the same, okay? He is the king of glowy makeup. Very similar sort of style to like Charlotte Tilbury makeup, Patrick Ta. Glowy goddess skin type of makeup, okay? So that man bringing out a foundation, I already know I'm going to love it. I know he has the cream duo foundation. You know that's not really my kind of product. A liquid foundation, and I love the packaging. I've seen him using this in tutorials and sneak peeks and it looks like heaven. Beautiful buttery skin, glowy to the gods with a good amount of coverage. I'm on board, okay? I'm on board. The only problem here is that months later, we still don't even have his highlighter duos in the UK. And I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, don't worry about it. You didn't like them. Lots of people didn't get along well with them, but I still want them, okay? I still want to try them for myself, and I'd like things to arrive here a bit quicker, Patrick, okay? Just speaking, you know, one glowy girl to you. I want your products, okay? Can we have them around the same time? At least that the US gets them, because I need this foundation, and I don't want to wait 3 months while seeing everybody else walking around gleaming to the gods wearing it while I'm sat here, haven't even got your highlighters yet, okay? Don't make me fall out with you. So this is the only concern. When we'll actually get this foundation, who knows, okay? Probably after Christmas. Please no. But when we do get it, I will be buying it. So make it snappy is what I'm saying. Next up, let's talk about these new Victoria Beckham Beauty Posh Balm Nourishing Lip Shines. But are they posh? Are they posh? I first saw these and I think I was a bit tired, okay, when I first saw these, and I just posted letting you guys know they were available. You guys were furious. You were furious with this packaging. And I understand what you're saying. Typically, Victoria Beckham Beauty packaging is very luxurious, very beautiful, very mindful, very demure. This looks cheap. Ugh, I said it. I said the C word. I'm so sorry. But also, it looks like it's going to be light and feel the C word also. But it's not. It's expensive for a lip balm, $32 each. So I want to feel the dollars in my hand. Do you know what I mean? I want to spend $32 and when it arrives, open this glorious packaging, feel the weightiness in my pores and be like, fair dues, fair dues. It feels like $32. Do you know what I mean? It looks like $32. I'm getting this out of my handbag and I'm like, what a bargain. That's how I want to feel when something is expensive. And I feel like this isn't going to do that. I feel like this is going to arrive and it's going to feel light and look it. And I'm going to be like, where's my $32 gone? That's what I'm going to think. And in fact, I don't even have any dollars because I live in England. But you see what I'm saying? These are lip balms and I already feel like they won't be as nice as the Lisa Eldridge ones. They certainly won't be nicer because that isn't possible. And I also feel like they won't be nicer than the Dior ones I already have, the Charlotte Tilburys, my Dior addicts. That I just know that these are going to be nice for sure. Are the colours anything I don't already own? Absolutely not. The packaging is definitely less exciting than I would like it to be. And therefore, this is an easy pass. I don't need these. I have a lot of this type of formula because I like it so much. I have very many glorious ones and these are just very skippable shades, I feel. So this is an easy pass from me. Next up, let's talk about this incoming palette from Charlotte Tilbury. So this has been leaked early, I believe, by Trend Mood, who posted about this before Charlotte Tilbury has announced it. So this is going to be part of the Charlotte Tilbury holiday collection, the Pillow Talk Love Eye Effect palette. Instantly yes, okay, instantly yes. It doesn't look wildly different from last year's palette, I'll say that, but I am so starved of Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palettes. I want to go back to the days, to the times when Charlotte Tilbury gave us like 3 or 4 palettes a year, larger palettes. I don't mind this new sort of 9-pan layout versus her old, you know, rectangular, yay large ones. I don't mind this because, you know, I prefer a square pan to a rectangular pan. So I don't mind the format of these palettes. They feel nice. They have a nice sturdy mirror. So I don't mind the format of these, but I want more than one a year. I love Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. I feel like her colours and her formulas are right up my street. One a year, I'm starved. So of course, when this one comes along, I want it desperately because I've been starved for a year of a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. Okay, I need more than like one a year or even 2 a year. I don't remember when the last one came out, but it was too long ago is what I'm saying. And so this is an immediate yes, immediate yes. It looks very wearable. Her new matte formula was fantastic in her previous palette. I love all of the shimmer and the wet look shadows that she gives us. This is beautiful. I know I'll get a lot of use out of it. It's an instantly yes, immediately yes. But please can we have them more often? I beg you. And lastly, but by no means leastly, we have this new Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. This is sexy, isn't it? Now, let's just get the elephant out of the room, out of the way, okay? It's tricky because she's a large elephant, but we're going to try. Of course, we've probably had enough sort of neutral palettes from Natasha. At this point, I feel like we've had like 3 in the last 12 months that are sort of everyday neutrals. But this is so beautiful, and I'm such a sucker for a Natasha Denona midi palette, okay? It seems like I just can't get enough of them, okay? And it's almost like they get better every time. Every time she brings out a new one, it becomes my new favourite. So I am excited about this, although it may be very boring to a lot of you if you are not a neutrals kind of person and you've just had enough of neutrals from Natasha. But I feel like this is a very sweet spot. You know, most of her kind of recent midi palettes have been very in one box. You know, the bronze palette was very, very warm, and then her gold palette was obviously very, very gold. Her other palettes have been, you know, very cool tone, grey toned. We had from Xenon. So this one feels like the most sort of versatile and covering all bases of neutrals, if that makes sense. So we've got less mattes in here, I feel like we typically get from her midi palettes, and more shimmers. And the shimmers look, thanks to the heavens, quite different to each other. Again, something we get a lot of in Natasha's midi palettes is kind of repeats or shades that are too close to each other. We don't need both. This looks like we've got quite varied mattes and quite varied shimmers. We've got lots of options. We've got warmer, cooler, we've got some peachier tones, we've even got like a green shift in there in the shimmer, we've got something silvery, some browns. I feel like this is going to be the most versatile of the recent ones that she's released of her more neutral midi palettes, and I'm really excited for this. I haven't seen her live swatches yet as I'm recording this, but I'm very excited. Regardless of what they look like, I am absolutely going to be buying this. As I have previously warned you, I've had some really bad experience with her website recently, and getting Natasha Denona releases to the UK has been very sporadic. Sometimes it's quite quick, other times it's weeks later. So I won't be shopping this from her website regardless of what happens, because I've had terrible customer service recently. I will be waiting for it to come to the UK whenever that may be, because this is right up my street, and I fear deep in my soul that this may be my favourite ever. At the moment, I think I'm torn between I Need a Nude and the Golden palette, but I think Golden might have just pipped I Need a Nude as my favourite Natasha Denona. I definitely think this is going to give it a run for its money, because it's just less sort of one-dimensional when it comes to the looks you could do with this palette. I'm very excited, can you tell? Can you tell? I just want it now. Okay, and there you have it. Those are all of my thoughts on these new and upcoming makeup releases. I beg you to tell me yours. Tell me your thoughts. Share with me what you think. What are you excited about from this video? What are you not touching with a barge pole? What are you skipping? Are you waiting for something? Do you know something that I don't know? What I do know is we're due a mothership. It's late, I fear. It's coming, I know it, I know it's coming. So bear that in mind, okay? One of those Chanel blushes is half of a mothership. So I fear one is coming, I know it's coming. I know it, and it better not be pink, or I am afraid for what may happen, what may befall her. The other thing I know that is coming that I haven't seen anything of yet is the Hourglass holiday palettes, which launched very, very early last year. They launched, I think, was it September when they launched? They could be coming any moment now. So just remember that before you spend your makeup money elsewhere. Exciting things are coming. Holidays are coming. Soon we'll be seeing the Coca-Cola lorry advert, okay? I better get shopping. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.